Greetings, Gemini. Happy birthday and welcome to your season. Okay, you are truly on the up and up. Mercury just finally moved out of your 12th house and into Gemini today, May 25th. And finally, you're like, oh my God, like you guys will be talking and people are just like, are they throwing stones in your path? Are you throwing stones in your path? Like it's been really hard to discern what you're saying, why you're saying it. It's just been odd. Even with your season coming in, it's just been hard to really reach people the way that you want to. And now that Mercury is in Gemini as of today, finally you're starting to feel this relief coming in. Mentally, you're starting to calm down, you're starting to slow down. You're like, oh yeah, I was kind of doing a little too much, my bad. It's like, it's okay, it's fine, right? Everyone's adjusting to Gemini energy and everyone's changing, including you, and it's just fine. So much is moving in your favor over the next year, as it has been over this past year with Jupiter in your sign. And that energy, yeah, it continues into this 2025-2026 year, and your season is bringing you into, it's like everything that you've been touching and learning and seeing and experiencing. It's all kind of just been floating around in the ether, doing all these different things. Um, and now finally with the sun in your sign, it's like, okay, this is what you need to take, this is what you need to leave, and let's move forward with this new way of approaching our life in a way that's like diversely perfect. Diversely perfect because you like to tap into a lot of different things, like to do a lot of different things. And so it's like, okay, well, what things am I going to be doing, and how am I going to switch things up over this next year to, like, I need that change, I need that fresh energy. And so your season, yeah, it brings you that ability to leave what is trash and integrate what you love. And I love that for you. You do have one more transit, which is Venus in Taurus. Venus is currently in Aries, and it will move into Taurus on June 6th and be there for a month until June 4th. And so love and money matters are on hold, right? You are in this transitional period of picking and choosing and dropping and leaving and, integrating. But you do still need one more month of healing and processing the past and really examining what needs to be let go before all of these new ideas can really take root in your life. And so that final kink in the process will kick off on June 6th. And so as all of this goodness is flowing in, as all of this change is flowing in, you want to give yourself space and time. I know it's your season and you want to go and you want to connect, you want to talk to this person, and you just want things to fly. You just want things to move. And I'll give you an example. Like Gunna is a Gemini, and he was performing last night in Vegas, and he did a great job. It's my second time seeing him. He always does a good job. Like I love Geminis. I love Gunna. I love everything that he does. So in my mind, I'm like, he can do no wrong, right? As a performer. But I did see him the first time, and I knew that the moon was in Taurus, and I'm like, I feel like this is going to be a harder performance for him because, the 12th house, there we go. It just, you've got things going on in your private life that's affecting things. You've got a lot of past hurts that are like actually affecting you, even though mentally you can act like nothing is going on and everything is perfect and you're just, a superstar in your life. You can do that, but really, like, your 12th house, you can't ignore it. It just holds you. It's a holding pattern. It just holds you in this space where you feel emotionally heavy and, disconnected and quite confused, really, especially about the past. Sure, there may be some things going on presently, but especially some things in the past are just kind of, they've got a hold on you, or it's people who have something against you that are just, it's getting to you. And so I know Mercury moving into your sign today, and you're like, yes, like I'm on it, I'm ready to move forward, let's get it popping, let's make this money, let's start from the beginning, it doesn't matter, let's just go, I feel great, you know what I'm saying? And you do feel great, and your season does make you feel amazing, but Venus in Taurus is coming, and it is going to pull that vibe right back because it says, well, actually, hold on, sorry, it's not okay to just like run forward and like carry all of this past baggage into your present. Like, we're not doing that. Yes, you're a great communicator and you can spin it up in all these different ways to make it make sense, but it's like, really, you've got this trauma, you have to deal with this trauma, you've got to face it, whether it's just by actually healing it or by creating a new circumstance where the situation cannot touch you in any way, in any form, which might be complicated. It might really take you building some new physical structures that you just didn't need before. And now you actually need to have this new, very earthy system that is required for you to move throughout your life, move throughout your career, move throughout your relationship. Moving forward, it's required, it's necessary, and it takes a lot of physical work to build it. So Venus moving into your 12th house is really helpful in that way because you do want peace. And I think that right now you think that, well, if I just move forward, if I just do all of these things that I've been wanting to do, I'll be fine. I'll have peace. I'll be happy. I'll be doing the things that I want. But no, Venus and Taurus knows that if you don't address this situation, you will just carry it into everything. You won't actually have peace. You might look like it from the outside. You might be accomplishing all these things from the outside, but really, you need help. You need help. You're weak, and people can see it, and it's like, you can be so strong. So to be coming across as weak in some ways, and I'm not saying gonna come across as weak, I'm just saying that there are weak spots right now in all Gemini systems, work systems, life systems, that they need to build physical structures around to make sure that that weakness is removed, so that you don't come across as so vulnerable to people, or so that people can't take from you, or so that you're not attracting low level situations because you're genuinely in a position where you are just projecting things that you haven't resolved out into your connections, into new relationships, into new partnerships, instead of attracting strength, wealth, abundance. Yeah. And so once you go through this process, you will get back to this place of being able to be super generous within your connections. But right now, there is this sense of projecting, a sense of strength that's not actually really there. So Venus in Taurus feels like a really, really important transit for you to keep top of mind, especially starting on June 6th, but prepare. Don't be upset that you're like, things are moving forward, and then now I just seem like I need help from all these people. And it's like, and it's my season, it's my birthday, and it's like, take the season to do this mental work. There's a lot of mental changes, there's a lot of physical changes. Take your season, focus your season. If you thought you were doing this, if you thought you were doing that, and it's just going to be perfect, and it's going to come out this way, disconnect from that, because it's not. Some things will turn out better than you expected, and you can make sure that you continuously position yourself in this, again, projecting this strength and this peace. You can continue to do that to keep things okay. But inside, if you don't have that awareness that this season and this month for you still needs you to rework some things, you can be really upset because you're like, it's my season, it's my birthday, I'm supposed to be happy. And it's like, when you put that level of thinking on And I know how y'all are. I know how y'all are. When you put that level of thinking on something that you're trying to do and you're like, it just needs to come out this way and be perfect, it eats you up when you're like, you can't really sense of like, is it good? Is it good? And it's like disconnect from that, because it might be good and it might not be good, but it doesn't, during this time, it really doesn't matter. This time is really about you letting this energy move through you and seeing what new physical systems need to be in place so that your life can be steady, solid, comfortable, and peaceful moving forward. And these situations where things aren't perfect are really trying to point you to kind of what's living within your subconscious so that you can clean it up. Okay. So come, Cancer season, by July 4th, yep, you will understand. You will have built those new systems and you will be back and ready to go, not held captive by your subconscious fears or your subconscious insecurities or weaknesses and all of that. So let's do that work. Let's talk about now Saturn moving into your 11th house of community. As of yesterday, May 24th, you've got Saturn pushing you past this level of professional success to a place where you are ready to take responsibility for the community that you've built. It's not just about being successful and looking like the successful person and maintaining that level of success. It's now about being genuinely responsible to the people who are a part of whatever it is that you have going on. This could be professional, or it can be personal, it can be relational, all of these different levels. Now Saturn says, good job for building that thing. Now the role that you need to play is genuinely being a good person to all of these people who are buying your product, to these people who are you know connecting with you and showing up for you day in and day out. It's like you are in this, you now have this awareness of, like, in some cases it might feel like, oh, like I actually really need to be like a much better person to people. And it's like, you're not a bad person, or you weren't a bad person by any means, but it's like, responsibility to these connections truly is takes a lot of work. This Aquarian energy, it's like a full-time job. And so now Saturn is bringing you to this awareness of, like, it's not enough to just be successful, it's not enough just to have these connections. You really now have to be fully responsible to these connections, and that fuels you. It actually is something that you want to do now. And I think that's why it's so great, because it's not that people may have perceived you as like, oh, you didn't care, or you just wanted to be the best, or you just wanted to make this money, you just want, all those things. And it's like, no, that was just Saturn in your 10th house making you ruthless in the fact that you're building something that will now be your legacy, that will sustain you, it will sustain your future family. And in the midst of that, you don't really have time or energy to be focusing on what everybody else thinks of you, or what, what they expect of you. It's like, no, like, you're building something for you and for your future family and for whoever else can get in and fit in, right? Kind of thing. And so it may have made you come across to people as like, you're money hungry, or you're just, all you care about is your job, all that kind of thing. And it's like, that was not the case, but that's okay. And now you can actually explain that to people in a way that's actually really fulfilling, and it adds to your value, and it also helps you connect with new people who were going through the same thing that you were going through, and they understand, and they're actually like proud of you, and they're happy for you because they know how hard it was for them to get to where they got to. And so it feels good to connect with people who, maybe you felt like you were on that journey all alone. And now you're connecting with people who are showing you like you were never on that journey all alone. There were people all over the world who were going through what you were going through. And now those people flock to you. They want to talk to you because you're the one who's going to say it. You're the one who's going to. And it's like, yeah, no, we were all going through the same thing. It's okay. You're going to be fine. I'm fine. So you're going to be fine. But also, now let's go enjoy all this that we worked so hard to build. Let's go enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So I love the way that Saturn and Aries brings you this sense of community that you've been needing. You know, Pluto in Aquarius has brought that to you, but Saturn brings it to you in a very real way. Saturn is about very real long term commitment within um, life, right? Career commitment, love commitment, all that, family commitment. It's a legacy energy. And so now you're meeting people, making friends that are legacy friends. These are people who will be in your life probably till the end of their lives. And so knowing that, right? Maybe in the past you've connected with people and things are just, you did this, you did that, and it flew out of, it didn't last, right? It came in and it left, right? So now that Saturn is in your house of community, it builds lasting community. But the way that it does it is very, very slowly. Okay, Saturn moves like a turtle. Very effective, very intentional with every step, but lasting, lives for many, many years. And so you may find that as you meet these new friends, because where you were before, you're kind of like, oh, let's just spark this up, let's just get it going. And there may be a quickness to you in that sense where you're like, let's just go, let's just get, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, in the midst of it, you have this realization of, oh, things have changed. Like, I can't be the same way that I've been because I need to, like, be really mature, and maturity is like slowness in a sense. It's not that I'm not being honest, it's just, I need to take it slow within these connections so that they can last, so that I can give off an energy that, because if you're giving all this energy, it's like love bombing, friend bombing, whatever it is, people are going to run away from that because they're like, oh my gosh, this isn't going to last. They're going to just be this way today, and then tomorrow it's going to be different. And it's like, people right now, your community, they want consistency, they want steadiness, they want peace, and they want it long term, not just today. They want it today, tomorrow, the next day, right? And if you, with your quick energy, can friend bomb them, love bomb them, whatever, and then they're just going to be like, yeah, this person is not what I'm looking for in a friend or a lover or whatever. And that's a part of this Venus transit as well. As you get on the other side of this Venus transit, you understand. But people will also tell you, they'll also tell you that, they definitely want you in their life. You are seemingly a perfect connection for them, but they want to move very slowly. They don't want anything within their life to tip over because they've added someone to it. And you, my friend, are a distraction, okay? In great ways, but also in disruptive ways. And there's nothing wrong with that. But knowing that can kind of slow down your energy in a way that you understand that every word you speak is affecting your friend's finances. Every word you speak is affecting your friend's peace of mind. Every word you speak is affecting your friend's, mental health, emotional health, physical health, right? All of that. And it's like, I don't think you've had to be responsible to your words in that way. You're typically responsible to your words, but this is different. This is different because you actually have a real physical impact on people that you can see immediately, or they will tell you immediately, and you have to be responsible to that. So it's not necessarily trying to restrain you, it's just trying to mature you in how you connect with your community at large. And it's a great thing, and also is an opening to even more financial wealth as you build these really, really strong connections. It builds slowly, but it is great wealth that comes from the relationships that you invest in during this time. Okay, so I love that for you. I want to talk about Pluto and Aquarius. Let's see how much time we have. Maybe we can come back to it. But I want to talk about love. And there's so much more there with Saturn in Aries that we can talk about as well. But let's talk about love, and then let's come back to maybe Pluto in Aquarius, and then Saturn in Aries, and in terms of what's coming to fruition for you, if we have time. Okay, so love if you can hold space for someone's deep and utter confusion starting on June 6th, then you have this person in the bag. If this is a new person, or if it's an existing person, they just maybe start coming to you with some chaos, but it's not necessarily like bad chaos. It can be, but it's really just Venus and Taurus is the earth hitting you. The earth is hitting you every second, every day. And if you don't get it out of your system, if you don't process it, if you don't say it, it just weighs you down. You get fat, you get unhealthy, you start eating a bunch of crazy things. You feel weighted down, you feel stuck in your house. Like, that's kind of a shadow side of Taurus energy. And so the way that people get through that shadow is by getting the experiences that they're having on a daily basis out of their system. So it's not necessarily that like, oh, like I don't remember what I was going to say. I'm a little tired. But so basically in love, if you're dealing with someone either existing or someone new, they're going to come to you, even if they're a very valuable person. They might be making great money, they might have a great life even, but they're still going to come to you with this chaos, because that's just what Taurus brings. Not chaos, but it brings the earth with it when it moves. When you talk with a Taurus, you feel the earth. And so that's what this person is bringing to you. And I think for you, sometimes that can be a little bit heavy. So you kind of may feel like you need to be alone, or you need to sleep more, because it's just all of this heaviness coming on you, when really you are just like, like doing things daily. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm working on this, I'm creating this, I'm making this happen. It's very future focused, your energy. And so Taurus energy is very present, and that can make you exhausted. But in terms of love, let it ride. Maybe you don't want to let anybody new in during this time, because you do feel that energy. You just feel too good for these situations that are coming towards you, and that's totally fine as well. You want someone who comes across as like very, very in control of everything, not someone who, is lacking, seemingly lacking in some ways. It's like, it's not necessarily that they're lacking. They just are feeling the earth as well, weighing them down, and they feel like they have a right to connect with you. If you're going to be in their life, you've got to talk with them about these things. You can't just, we're not just going to talk about the sun rising and the sun setting. Like, we've got to talk about the bullshit as well, and you've got to be there for me, because I'm going to be there for you through that kind of. So it's kind of someone trying to create that foundation within your relationship. And in some ways you're just not going for it, but with the right energy, with the right person, you get it and you're here for it. So, navigate that how you wish. So, but if you decide you just want space, you just want rest, you just want to do your own thing, you're fine. You don't want to connect with anybody who's got anything going on. I support that, because who wants to deal with someone else's mess? That's what it could feel like to you. Okay. But again, if you're with someone and that's the energy they start to give off during this time, where it's like, it's very chaotic, just hold space for them for the next month. It'll level out. But for the next month, everyone's feeling the earth. They're trying to figure out how to move forward. And they feel like every day they have a right to express everything that they're carrying, so that they can move past it. And they will return that for you if you give that to them. Okay. The other thing going on here in love, and also it could be the other way around, it could be you coming across as very, very chaotic, especially when Venus moves into Taurus, because you're like, you feel the earth and now you need to say everything that you haven't said. And you do have a right to do that. It can attract someone very strong to you, your vulnerability, but just make sure with the right person, trust that the right person will connect to that. But also, like, make sure to do your own healing. Go sit with yourself. Go, because everyone's not necessarily looking for that energy from you. And so if you are looking to date and you do feel like you're being rejected, or if it's because of that, it's because people are saying, like in their mind, they're like, you need to go heal. You're not ready actually. And maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. Maybe until July, you're not ready. And that's also okay. But if you feel like you are ready and you're like, well, why is everybody rejecting me? It's because you need to go and get into this space of, I'm fine. I'm moving forward in my life and I'm excited about what I'm doing. But if you keep throwing in the mess with this moving forward, they're going to be like, this person actually isn't healed. They're trying to make it seem like they're really not. Okay, so go do that healing and then come back and talk to this person. Put those situations that you're still processing, put them in a folder and come back to them in an appropriate time. They can't be out on the table and have all this paper on the table every time that you talk to this person. Yeah, because they know. They know you're not healed, but you're trying to start a new relationship with them. Right? It's that level of read that Taurus energy has on you. All right. Okay. Saturn is back. So let's talk about what Saturn is bringing you, and then let's see if we have a few minutes to talk about outside of just community. And let's see if we have a few minutes to talk about Pluto and Aquarius, because Pluto and Aquarius has been so fire for you. It's crazy. Happy for you. A little jealous. I'm not gonna lie, but I am happy for you guys. Okay. So let's talk about Saturn in Aries now. Okay, so something in the past that you were doing, you have just been doing it because that's what Saturn. It just keeps building. It just keeps building. Just keep building. Now, Saturn moving into Aries makes things really exciting within that thing. This career that you have, or this idea that you have, or this idea for family, whatever it is, you get to bring this energy in that's like you get to make it what you want it to be instead of just doing it. And it's like it's very fun because it's like finally I have all these dope ideas, and also they hit, like they really connect with people, like they're shocking people, where it's like people who from the past forgot about you, they're like, oh shit, this person is popping, like they got this shit on lock, like this energy is right, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of vibe that Saturn and Aries is bringing you. And it's so cool because it's like it's very very lasting. It's not like, oh, I just did this once and that's it, which can kind of be the Aries energy. But it's like, even if you do it one time and that's the only time, it doesn't matter. The next time you do something similar, it's going to have a new energy, but it will still have that shocking vibe of an energy that is just attractive to people, new people, past people. And so if you're building something, especially a passion project or things like that, it's so exciting because it's like, I don't know, maybe it's felt like the thing has been like dead in some ways for a while, and now there's like this electricity coming out of it that is so needed. And it feels like something that you always wanted it to be, that like left for a while and now it's come back. So that's awesome. Yes, a few minutes of Pluto in Aquarius, and then we're going to wrap up because I'm tired. Okay, Pluto in your ninth house. Sure, something has been lost. Okay, and I don't want to diminish that, because for some, the thing that has been lost is really, really, painful, right? The ninth house is the insane blessings that come after you have felt like something has been ripped from your life and the pain of something being ripped from your life. Okay, so something you had to walk away from, something that had to leave you behind, you left something behind, you lost something, and now Pluto in Aquarius is bringing you the abundance, the wisdom of that loss, but it's also bringing you this it makes you feel so smart in the world, in your life. And you're very experienced, you're very knowledgeable, you have a lot to give to people. And so there's a way that it, like a confidence that it gives you. And it's like, you can project confidence. You're good. You can, whatever you want to project out into the world, you can project it. You just got to turn your mind on it and you'll do it. Okay. But to actually be happy and confident with everything that you know, that's a different way that you're coming across now with Pluto in Aquarius, because you know that you learned some things that are so valuable, but also like you're not a novice, like you're very experienced. And so there's just this way that it attracts money to you. It makes you look extremely valuable. And also, you are a pillar within your community for that reason, because you're just in this natural state of giving and generosity because you are full up with what you've gained, especially in terms of the losses, and not just this loss or the situation that's been ripped from you, but all things that you've lost, all things that you failed at, all things that went wrong. You become this um, really, really great resource for people of how to not create those situations in their own life. And so people stick to you like glue because they're like, yeah, I don't want to create those situations in my own life. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And so it's kind of like this full-time job in a sense of like being there for people. And it's great. You could make it a job, or you can just enjoy playing that role within the lives of your friends or the lives of your loved ones, and be really humble about it and be really loving about it, because it's got to be this way for the next 20 years. You've gone through some intense things that set you up for the next 20 years. And I mean, maybe you don't think sometimes that you get to a place where you're just like set up, but that's where you are. The universe literally is taking care of you for the next 20 years because of what you put in, what you had to endure, to create whatever it is that you've created. And it's just like, wow, okay, I'm here for this. Trips, all those things, freedom, you earned it. You've earned it. Okay, Gemini, this was really fun. You will get through Venus and Taurus. It's going to be weird, but you'll get through it. Your love life will get back on track. Your money life will get back on track. Your peace of mind about your life will come back, but you do have to rework some things, build some new structures, and navigate some weirdness coming from the people around you until then, or while you do this building and this sorting. But you'll get to the other side of it, and it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, we'll talk to you in Cancer season. In the meantime, you can schedule private and birth chart readings with me through the link in the description.